Welcome to 5 Minute Salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and today's segment is sponsored by the Military Officers Association of America, better known as MOA. Joining me from the beautiful state of Florida in the frigid town of Tampa, we have Jason Mirabella with Executive Home Care of Southeast Tampa. Jason, how are you?
I am well. Thank you. Thanks, Chris, for the introduction and for inviting me on the show this morning.
No, I appreciate you taking your time. You got a great message. So can you give the audience, where you originally from and just a little bit on your military background?
Yeah, sure. I was born in Queens, New York, and my folks moved me out to Long Island when I was younger. Went to school out there for fulfilled things like my first job, played a lot of sports, and then 17 years old went into the Navy, and then was shipped over to Great Lakes for boot camp. Right after that, I was stationed out in San Diego, California, and then probably 2 weeks after that, I was shipped to the Gulf. So,
that's great. Well, thank you. Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah. Well, thank you for your service to the nation. Obviously, if you didn't do that, we couldn't do this. So let's talk about your company, Executive Home Care of Southeast Tampa. What is your company and how do you provide services?
Yeah, so we are a non-medical or private duty home care service for seniors and disabled folks. We focus mostly on complex care, so working with clients who are suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson, ALS, that's a Lou Gehrig's disease, post-stroke, cancer, that sort of thing. And we help them maintain their quality of life or improve it, get greater independence, and provide their family with some peace of mind that they're being taken care of.
Man, that's excellent. We're talking off camera, a lot of times when you're young, you don't think about being older, and then you're older, and we're all in different levels of medical and health care physically, or I should say, physical capability. So the fact you're taking care of folks that are, having some struggles is one, good for them, but two, I know for, just some of my elder relatives over the years, it gives you a little bit of peace of mind, which is huge. Let me ask this question, Jason. How did you get into senior care?
Well, so when I left the military, I ended up going back to school, pursued my graduate degree in business and economics, and ended up working for corporate healthcare companies. And I did about 25 years there, and I loved making a difference in the lives of others. We focused on Medicare and Medicaid members, and I wanted to make a more direct impact to the folks in our community who are among the most vulnerable in the community. And so my wife and I started having conversations about, all right, what's the next pivot point in our careers, and what's that second chapter? And we landed on this. It felt very natural. I had the background in healthcare, and it's been a great ride so far.
That's great. And so creating your own company, being an entrepreneur, it sounds good. It's a really good Scrabble word, by the way. But what's your, for our service members or folks that are, veterans or just really anybody that's thinking about getting into the entrepreneur space, you got like 2 or 3 bits of advice you would give them?
Yeah, well, so it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. And
true.
If you're in the military, you've already checked that box off, so that's good. I think probably the biggest piece of advice I would have is, it will be tough, and it is tough. I would say make sure that you have the vision in place and that it's the guiding force for you to get you through the tough times in that, because there will be tough times. That's
great. And then how much does marketing impact you as an entrepreneur, would you say?
It's huge. It's huge. Now, I'd say probably 35 to 40% of our revenue model is driven by marketing. And then, you split that up between community, traditional marketing, as well as digital.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's funny. So one of my small companies I created with 2 other co-founders, that's our major pain point right there, right? And when you're bootstrapping, you start looking at that return on investment. But yeah, just trying to do it. And you can do it depending on what your product or service is via social media. But you know, how do you really get that lead gen, lead capture? I appreciate it. So Jason, how do folks find your company, and how do folks if they want to connect with you to get more information about you or your company?
Yeah, so if you're seeking services in the Hillsborough County area in Tampa, you can Google us at Executive Home Care of Southeast Tampa, or go to Executive Home Care of SoutheastTampa.com. Heck, you could even type in home care services in Hillsborough County, and we'll be there. If you're, outside of the Tampa Bay area, you got to be a little bit more specific in your search. But I've also mentored a lot of people who are looking into home care agencies, and I run a consulting business on the side that helps them get ready, and grow organically in that space. That's
excellent. Jason, again, thank you for your service to the nation. And just as important, thank you for your service to our community. That's huge. Really a big impact on what you're doing. You're taking care of the individual, and you're also taking care of the family, give them peace of mind. I want to encourage folks to take a look at our show notes, contact you, take a look at the company. If they need your consulting services or need help with an elderly relative, to reach out to you. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the conversation, and wish you guys all the best.
Absolutely. We'll stay in contact. Hey, folks, if you like what you heard, please share our content. Connect with Jason and myself on LinkedIn. Look forward to hearing from you. We'll see you in our next segment, Live with Gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.